Hello, hello, it's Linda coming to you from Valley Stamp and Scrap in Neenah, Wisconsin with another technique video. Today's video, we're going to look back on the polished stone technique, which has been around for a very long time. It is similar to alcohol inks, but different. Let's get started. For this technique, I am actually using the McCoy Dull Glossy from the Paper Cut. You can use regular glossy if you want. I did try to use some holographic paper and didn't get this technique setting as much as I would have liked. So I am using the McCoy Dull Glossy for this. I have a metallic re-inker. This is from the De La Cata line, and this is the silvery shimmer. And we do have the ink pad that goes with that. And then I have from Catherine Pooler, I have the re-inker for the Juniper Mist ink pad. I have one of the blending tools from Ranger with a felt applicator on it. I am using 70% isopropyl alcohol with this. With alcohol inks, they suggest you use 90% or higher. For this technique, you don't need to worry about that. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the re-inker and I'm going to put a few dots of the re-inker onto the dull glossy paper. And depending on how much metallic you want, you can put more down, you can put less down. It's one of those things where as you start playing with it, you'll try different things. I have got the applicator and I'm going to take that Juniper Mist re-inker and I am going to put 5 or 6 drops right on that felt applicator. And I am using a pipette to pull the alcohol out of the container. And I'm going to add, I don't know, not a specific amount of drops, but I have put some onto the felt applicator. And then I am going to pounce all over the front of this cardstock, that glossy paper. And it is the combination of the dye-based re-inker with the silver metallic re-inker. It's just giving us a really cool marbled effect, almost like a storm. To me, that's what this one kind of looks like, is a storm. Since we're in Wisconsin in December, I'm going to say a winter storm. And with this, putting it down on that glossy, the glossy is non-porous. That's why it works really great for this technique. If you were to use regular cardstock, the ink would absorb in and you wouldn't get the really cool effect that we get from using the glossy. I am going to set it with a heat tool. And it doesn't take really long to do this, but it's important because we want that ink to not smear as we're putting down the layers with it. So I'm just taking the heat tool and applying it. The darker spots that are on here from the dye-based ink, that's where I'm kind of aiming my heat tool at. And I think that's good enough. There's still some good shine in there. If you've spent any time watching my videos, you know how I feel about shiny. I'm going to set that off to the side and just clean up. I'm using Tim Holtz's travel glass mat for this. It cleans up so well when we're doing a technique like this. I want to put a card together with this. So I have my Stamping Buddy Pro stamping platform all set to go, and 2 different stamps from the Woodware collection from Creative Expressions. The first one is appropriately called Ta-Da. It is You're the Best, Yahoo, Missing You, Tickled Pink for Keeps, and Super Duper. And then the other one is Peter Penguin. Peter Penguin is the other stamp I'm going to be using. I have them all lined up and ready to go. For stamping this layer, I'm using Catherine Pooler's white cardstock. That's going to be my card base also. And the black ink I'm going to be using is from VersaFine Clair. This is their Nocturne ink pad. So I will ink up the Ta-Da and Peter Penguin. And I'm going to move that magnet a little bit. And I've got my Stampendable to apply nice, good pressure onto both the word stamp and Peter Penguin. And I do say ta-da a lot, and now is a good time to say ta-da. And so we've got a nice image, nice even image because of using that stamp platform. We will set that aside, and then I want to take this and layer it on top of a piece of blue cardstock. And I'm just going to put some adhesive in the center to put this down here and get it lined up to the best of my ability. I am going to take just an orange Copic marker. This is YR16, and I'm just going to add it a little bit of orange to his toes and to his little feet, just to have a little bit of color on him. I am going to take that cool background we made with that polished stone technique and put it down onto, like I said, this base is Catherine Pooler cardstock. And we'll line that up just like that. And to put the saying or the stamped image down, this layer down, I'm actually going to use some of Scrapbook Adhesives foam squares, which I love popping things up with foam squares. I think I pretty much pop almost every card that I make. There is some layer that has been popped up. And I've got those backings peeled off. And we're just going to take and put that down right in the center. And then as it says, ta-da. And again, super easy to do this technique just with having the re-inker. The metallic ink refill, which is a little bit thicker, and that's one of the things that makes the dye-based re-inker go so well with it, and just a little bit of alcohol, and we get that really cool background. All of the supplies that I used in this technique today, you'll be able to find either a link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or in a link on the post if you're watching on Facebook. You can also go right out to our website, which is valleystampindscrap.com, and all you have to do is search for Technique Video 12-14-21. Technique Video 12-14-21 with the date, and we encourage you to tune into our weekly lives that we have with more projects and techniques, Monday nights at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Wednesdays and Fridays at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can just look for our Facebook page, Valley Stamp and Scrap, and like and follow us. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye now.